Welcome back to Gothic Armada 2 Skalgrim Mod Chaos campaign. In this thrilling installment, the Dominion of Darkness expands its grip on the galaxy. The Chaos Legions have conquered not one, not two, but 3 new planets in Chinchare. As the flames of destruction engulf the sector, chaos cults rise, spreading fear and corruption. Thank you for watching this journey of conquest and chaos, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more thrilling adventures in the 40k universe. Embrace the darkness and let's continue to fight. Today's plan is to send the 333rd Heretic fleet and as Malus Vriken up to Isola Bay. It's one of the last segregated sectors. Pretty small fleet and we will overwhelm them. Don't need to really worry about... Actually, the battle barge has very low crew, so we have to keep that in mind. Our fleet has exited the warp. Isola Bay, the destination. Starting to slowly accumulate a bit of an armada. Nothing too fancy yet, but a lot bigger than some of our last missions. I do have to keep in mind that the battle barge has next to no crew, so we want to keep her out of the close range engagements this time. Experimenting with a few different ship types. We've got the Hellbringer Mark IIs, which are a pretty reliable light cruiser, great skirmish ability. We've got another one in the Dark Mechanicum fleet, the Phaenite Claw, which has a tentacle, torpedoes, and the ability to board through that tentacle, similar to a Tyrannid ship. So it'll be interesting to see how that one works. It's also got a prow spike, so it's very good at ramming. We'll put our escorts off to the left wing. We're going to run 4 squads, I think. We'll keep all the light cruisers together. But the Phaenite Claw, I think, will run with the main line, because it is different. And we'll keep all the Hellbringers together. Right, mark them up. Squad 1, Squad 2, Squad 3, and 4. Put her at the lead because she is ready for war. Our 2 flagships are a bit low on the crew levels. Everything looks in order, let's commence. Oh, we've got the jellyfishies. It's not good, those things are painful. But at least you can see them on the scanner. Get them out of the way. Get the rest of the fleet moving. Set the light cruisers in line formation. Give them some fire orders, and then we'll get the escorts underway. And back to full speed. And so forth we go. Ready to claim another planet for chaos. Hellbringers are coming about. The Litany of Damnation, our flagship. Malus Vriken, the Warlord, in charge. He did nearly lose his ship last time. All of his crew was stripped from the bridge by the Space Marines. They did nasty work on him, and that's why he hasn't got much crew on board.
Show us our victims.
Light cruisers are nice and fast. I do enjoy the light cruiser play. Eventually they will be phased out, apart from specialist roles. Especially with the amount of large ships in this mod, the Skalgrim mod. If you want to play this mod and you own Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2, check out the comments below and you'll find out how to install the mod. We're yet to see any of the actual really cool ships, but that's okay. We plan on going through the entire campaign.
Setting course.
Gotta remember that the Claw is also a torpedo ship, so she's got quite an array of torpedoes on board, 4 projectiles per launcher. They do 200 damage nearly each. There's a nice spread of torpedoes heading out. I do enjoy torpedo play.
Switch to silent
As anyone that watches my other content may be aware. Torpedoes running in. The line's looking pretty good. Oh, we've hit an escort that was running silent. It's absorbed the brunt. And all of our other torpedoes have hit home. Scanners up. There are quite a few Imperial escorts. Nothing heavy. We're not going to put our escort straight into battle, so we'll get a high energy turn and a boost away. They are not the main line. Oh, they're going to cross each other's paths here. We've had a collision. And a detonation. Our poor skills have led to the deaths of one of our crew, I think. Getting up nice and close to us. This is not what we wanted to do with the Astrodomina. We do not want to get boarded.
We stand ready. Doomfire's unleashed.
I think they may have already used their boarding actions, fortunately for us.
Adjusting rotation.
We should be able to finish them off before they reload. We're to come around for another torpedo spread, straight, close range. I think I was a little bit premature with the launching there, though. Trying to play at the isometric angle, it gives a better view of the battle, but it's not as easy to see where things line up.
Reloading ordnance. We'll follow your command for now.
Escorts are a little bit haphazard at the moment. Don't need to worry too much about them, just get them out of the way of our torpedo spread. They do go for infinity, so you can hit secondary targets, unintended targets. The jellyfish has exploded, taking down the Imperial shields, the flagship of the Imperial Navy Squadron.
Show us our victims.
The escorts tried to ram our battle barge, but she is made of very, very solid stuff.
Engines to full ahead.
And to show you,
As the War Master
we
wills.
may just finish off this flagship in the most brutal of fashions.
We are unstoppable.
All ahead full, ramming speed. The devastation. This game really is beautiful sometimes. Successful mission. Successful action at Isola Bay. Victory for Chaos. We did lose one escort in that collision that we had. Only a small amount of renown earned because we were really outmatching our enemy here. But it is enough for us to upgrade to the next level. A few extra missions unlocked. Another upgrade point. Isola Bay. Home to a time warp and a Dark Mechanicum outpost. So if we keep a fleet here, we can earn money every turn. Attacks on this system are delayed by 1 turn. And if we sacrifice to Zinch, then we will get 5 favor. We're definitely sacrificing to the All-Seeing. Okay, we've got another upgrade point. Not really sure what I'll use at the moment. We're probably going to go for maneuvering. Really need... If we're going to use large ships, the extra maneuvering is probably the best. Although the override capacitors will be extremely useful, because we do use lock-on as probably our favoured stance. Okay, the action at Isola Bay is complete. Where do we have to see to next? We can create another fleet. Another Chaos Legion fleet. I will take Alfarius from the Alpha Legion. Even though it says his name's Zuko, we all know they're all Alfarius. Yep, Masters of Intrigue, we shall take them. They're a useful fleet to have because there are some points of interest that give you, what do you call them, battle plans. If you take over the sector with an Alpha Legion fleet. Battle plans are very useful. Turn 6. The Orcs are making a move on Dorsia. Hopefully they could dilute the garrison there somewhat. I've got a bunch of construction points to spend, and I'm trying to decide whether I want to get carnage or murder. I'm not going to go with the devastation. They have launch bays. I'm trying not to play too much with the fighters at this stage. Fighters become really important later on when you fight the Eldar and things like that, but early on I just want to experience some combat. The next system has a very comedic name, Balzac. We're going to use some favors here, I think. See what effect they will have, so we know for a future. We use Tzinch's shift, which will create an invasion to attack this system.
The web of destiny shifts in your favor. Tzinch favors you.
Tzinch wills. We've got an invasion fleet of the orcs coming in next round. Might dilute the defenses, make our fight a little bit easier. What else could we do? There's an unfinished portal here, which will give us extra resources. And there's, as I said before, the Alpha Legion infiltrators will give us 5 battle plans if we take over this sector. Ending the turn, see how the orcs fare in their 2 fights they've got against the Imperium. Oh, the Imperium's just built defenses. Not sure how much that'll affect the fight. Let's have a look. Oh, they did nothing. So that seemed like a bit of a waste of favor. Let's try something else. What have we got? Khorne's Anger. Select an enemy system and taunt one of its fleets to attack.
Blood for the blood god!
And then we reinforce this sector and we get to fight one fleet with all of our might. That's pretty cool, pretty useful. I would have preferred to see their larger fleet come and fight us, but that'll do. We can remove the minefield. Bring in another one, another invasion. That didn't really work last time. Let's use Nurgle's Rot.
For the glory of Nurgle.
Reduces the fleet by 20%.
The web of destiny shifts in your favor.
And why not? We'll just call in some Eldar as well. Just pour all of it on the Balzac. Okay, a fight against the Imperium in the defensive. So Khorne's mystical rage has inspired the Imperium to attack Taurian, and we have our entire fleet waiting here. The formations and the battle groups are set.
Make offering of the skulls of our foes and earn his favor.
Oh, that's a thematic fight. Now Khorne wants us to sacrifice their souls to the blood god.
For the War Master.
Skulls for the Skull Throne. Let's go forward with our escorts
For now.
in Group 1. Group 2, sorry. Get everyone up in the line formation, and we have a light cruiser squadron out here on the right wing who are going to go dark. They're going to be our harassing force. Our cruisers will punch up the center. We've also got a Phainite Claw here, which has the torpedoes and the tentacles. If you remember that from the last fight.
As the War Master wills.
We'll head them off on their own heading.
Moving to those coordinates. We are unstoppable.
The Dark Mechanicum ships are quite fast, especially their light cruisers. But they're like a hybrid between an Eldar ship, a Tyrannid. Some of them are like Tyrannid ships. One of them has a big red button. Oh, we've been harassed by fighters now. I don't think I have a carrier here.
For the War Master.
We didn't bother bringing Malus Vraken because his ship has taken a lot of crew damage recently. We used the rest of the fleet instead. Plus the 2 flagships from our other squadrons. Oh, we have got one. Launch some fighters. We have one carrier.
We stand ready.
Let's see what this light cruiser is capable of. Let's get some torpedoes out.
As the War Master wills.
I have lots of torpedoes. They were very effective the last battle. If you built like 10 of those, it would be a brutal torpedo strike.
For the War Master.
Right, get the escorts up towards the Void Cloud. Oh dear, one of our ships is in an asteroid field. Couldn't really tell it was there because of the background skybox.
Enemy ship sighted.
Torpedoes have gone straight through a formation of escorts, and they have put a sonar scan down. They have detected us.
We stand ready.
The iconoclast destroyers that we have are very fast. Capable missile destroyers. Very squishy though.
For the ruinous powers.
We'll get the cruiser formation up on the left side and our light cruisers in to try and form a sort of a pincer.
Orders.
We've got an escort on escort battle, the destroyers and frigates taking the fight to each other.
Slaughter. Enemy ship sighted.
We're going to turn this one around and get her out of here.
Setting course.
She's going to be cut off by the imps. Set up a sonar sweep. They're really going hard for our escorts.
Your orders.
This light cruiser sneaking up behind
Follow your command.
in the blind spot of their sensors. Alright, weapons free. Let's go the tentacle, see what this can do. Pulled him backwards, did some hull damage. Fire the torps. Probably should have synced that together, would have been more effective.
Cannot, master.
Get a boarding action.
One strike success.
These guys are pushing up here hard. We're going to retreat this guy off the field before he perishes. The rest of the escorts can go too. They've done their mission.
Ready.
They distracted and harassed.
Blocking weapons.
Gave us some time. Oh, we've got some
Adjusting momentum.
ships here in the dark. Outside of sensor range, so we're going to pull away full boost. If they pursue her, they will meet our light cruisers.
Master.
Put that other frigate off the course. We don't need them anymore.
Locking weapons.
We have a solid lock on the enemy,
Show us our
with the exception of
victory.
two that are currently dark.
As the War Master wills.
Put Omnissire's repairs on this ship here. She's taken a bit of damage to the engine. High energy turn back around. We'll launch some torpedoes.
Those coordinates.
Set our target. Boarding torpedoes. Target set. High energy turn to turn around and get away. Light cruisers sitting there in the dark, waiting to engage. Hoping to lure them in.
Show us our
Oh, they've run a sensor sweep and we have been detected.
For the War
That's why it's important to get rid of the escorts as soon as possible. That's my usual game plan. Try and make the other fleet blind and then you can do what you want with them.
We stand ready.
Depending on who you fight,
Ready.
plays a big part in what tactics you should use, I think. Generators down here on this Imperial ship.
Reporting.
We're going to focus him down. All units engage.
Enemy ship sighted.
We are flying through that asteroid belt still, but the large cruisers are less susceptible to them,
Orders.
to the damage. Got a bunch of boarding torpedoes coming in. We're going to try and get this guy away.
We are unstoppable. For the War Master.
Full boost away.
Reporting.
We're going to do an all port turn and go into line abreast formation. These light cruisers need to get into the fight quickly.
Repair the damage.
Our cruisers are capable, but they're not super strong. We are running a lot of the AdMech cruisers, and they are a lot squishier than the Chaos cruisers.
Boom fires unleashed.
Alright, the all port turn has come to effect. Setting lock on, boosting into combat.
Reporting.
Get the Phaenoid Claw into formation with them.
Slaughtered them.
We've had a mutiny. Nurgle's rot is helping to repair the ships that as they go through the asteroid belt.
Fear us, for we strike from the war.
Trying to get the cruisers under control. A little bit of chaos there, haha, no pun.
We are unstoppable.
Phaenoid Claw is about to run into a Imperial cruiser. Let's try and get something happening here. Get the lightning actions over to that guy. And then we'll get the Tentacle Claw onto him. The Boarding Claw.
Lock, Master. We stand ready.
Are we going to overshoot that? I think. No, we got him. Possibly. Looks like he's hitting the retros. I think we overshot with the tentacle. Anyway, get back to the cruisers here. Back to full speed. That Imperial cruiser's now stuck behind our lines. We'll get some lightning strikes over to him. The light cruisers are really taking the fight in their line abreast formation. Pushing up the hard on the rear. They were not expecting that rear ambush. Getting through that soft rear armor. Absolutely pumping them. Getting close for some cinematic shots as this lone cruiser tries to make a desperate escape. But the promise of desecration lands the final shots. Oh wait, we still have one more lonely straggler. Turn around and get him under full fire. A lot of the shots are being blocked by the debris of his compatriots. But here comes the claw. He explodes before we get there. Another victory inspired by Khorne's Bloodlust. Not much in the way of renown because we did outstack the enemy pretty hard. Got a couple of level up on our ships. Each ship can be leveled up individually. And that's one less Imperial fleet to worry about. Next in come the Aldari. They got a bigger fleet, so they should do some damage. They didn't do much, what? Those defensive emplacements must be very strong. And they've built a citadel at Vermard, commencing the invasion of Balzac. Looking good, Balzac. 350 versus a nearly 750. Oh wait, there's 1300 fleet points. No wonder those other fleets have been losing. These defenses must be very strong. I haven't seen the defensive emplacements in the Skalgrim mod, so there may be a lot of changes to that. We'll leave out Malos again. I want to get his crew levels up. Let's go! So we have arrived at Balzac, ready to spread some corruption all over these shiny rocks in the background. Almost all of our war host. Got a couple of fleets scattered about the sector, mainly to keep up the credit earnings and to stop invasions by Drakari. Okay, we'll get the light cruiser squadron together. We'll send them with an escort of a larger cruiser. Not liking those crew levels on the cruisers, the Hades. The low crew guy can be to the back. We've got 2 claws this time to go with the Sarmic Tormentor. I liked the playstyle of the claw. I want to see how they go in a team. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the formation. Let's get underway. Set up the control groups. Set the stances. Lock on for the big boys, as usual. And stealth for the light cruisers. Let's get underway.
Our vessel teems with the grandfather's gifts. Ram enemy ships to spread his bounty, and Nurgle will surely smile upon thee.
We got a request from the Death Guard. Damage dealt by ramming in the name of Nurgle. We need to do 820 units of damage. Oh my goodness. We have fortress monasteries, what it looks like. They're the old big space stations. They used to be the citadels. Now, that's why the other fleets have been losing. They're pretty strong. I wonder what the what the Citadel's going to be. Gee. Alright, that's not to worry. Just stay away from them. Kill the fleet and then we'll deal with the space stations.
Your orders.
Get the claws up close. They're torpedo ships, so they might be useful against these. We get the torpedo angle right. Double torpedo spread. They have quite a lot of torpedo launches for a light cruiser. Pretty impressive. But I'm not sure how the close-in defenses are going to go on those space stations. They're normally pretty good at shooting down torpedoes and other escort craft. There you go, shooting them down. Oh dear, no good. Well, we got a couple of hits. Doesn't seem to make much of damage in their health pool.
For the War Master.
What's going on here? We had some fighters go to silent running.
Your orders.
Get everyone else underway.
Show us our victims.
Here we go. Light cruisers moving.
Moving to those coordinates.
Oh, my escorts are going through the asteroid field again. Oh well. They're cheap. They're only like 9 points.
For the ruinous powers.
Oh, they've mutinied. They heard me talking about them. Yes, you're only worth 9 points.
Heavy damage.
That was really stupid, actually.
It's a trap. Disengaging.
We need the environment on, I think, just so we don't keep making that mistake.
Engines hot.
Uh-oh, we're about to turn across their path and ram them. They're doing lots of pings, but they haven't detected us.
Incompetence. We cannot fight on.
Oh, and they're dead.
Escort craft.
They've scuttled. We have been detected now.
War Master wills.
We're going to get out of dodge. They fired all of their torpedoes at us.
We'll follow your command. For now.
It's one less salvo I'll have to deal with later.
For the War Master.
Let's get these torpedo attacks back on the space station. See if we can do some damage this time. We'll aim a little bit better.
War Master. Setting course.
Get them across there. Fire the torpedoes. Oh, that's pretty close to the other one. Don't make a starboard turn.
Moving to those coordinates.
Very close. But they are away. Space fish away.
Show us our victims.
Light cruiser formation heading through that asteroid belt.
Engines hot.
We'll get our guys to turn about.
Your orders.
No one hiding there in the sensor range.
Enemy ship sighted.
There we go, someone's popped up. And we've hit him with an instantaneous broadside of lancers, taking him down nearly 60% of his health. Aim for the engines to cripple him.
Show us our victims.
Prioritizing that target now.
Moving to those coordinates.
Cruisers not doing anything, bit lax there on the micro task.
At once. Reporting.
Get everyone moving.
As the War Master wills.
Light cruisers will go through this cloud here, and then we'll try and do that all port turn again, like we did in the last 2 battles. It's been pretty effective with the light cruisers. All port turn, all ahead full.
We stand ready.
Got torpedoes coming in, we're going to take evasive action. We've got more torpedoes coming in. These ones may be effective. We need to make evasive action. Boost one out. High energy turn the other. High energy turn back. These guys are in trouble here. We need to boost them out of the way. Oh, escorts are just a liability at the moment. I may have to start using auto control. Or just get better on the micro. It's been about 2 years since I played this game. I think 2 years, yeah.
Reporting. We are unstoppable.
All escorts, all starboard turn. We have been identified. We'll just put out a mass ping.
We stand ready.
All firing and then turn about and run away again. Just to put some fire on everyone while those cruisers try to escape.
For now.
Light cruisers are heading to danger.
Engines hot.
The old port turn didn't really eventuate.
Enemy ship sighted.
Too busy trying to keep these Hades cruisers safe, as well as the Tormentor. Tormentor's got close-in weaponry, and I haven't really seen much of effectiveness from this class. They don't do big alpha damage like the lance arm ships. Alright, what are the escorts doing? Here, let's try and flank these guys.
Enemy ship sighted.
Turn about and head in again. Light cruisers will run up astern.
We stand ready.
Our claws are doing nothing. But they are very squishy, so I should try and keep them out of the really thick fights. They're more like an ambush type ship from my playing with them. Alright, light cruisers, let's form up a line. We're trying to stay out of their engagement range. We just want to pick away at them. Alright, we have a flight of torpedo bombers coming towards our escort, so we're going to do a high energy and run away. Boost, 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 boost. Head for the cloud. We're going to get the Tormentor out of here. She's in a lot of trouble. Get her stealthed. They're going to try and run her down with escorts. But they weren't expecting our murder. Oh wait, this is a Tormentor as well. Okay. But she's got a supercharged void shield, so she's a little bit better than the standard Tormentor that's getting its ass kicked down below. Get the light cruisers up, come on. Get them into range. We want to stay dark as long as possible. What's the murder doing? Hiding in the cloud?
Enemy ship sighted.
This Tormentor's in a lot of trouble, but if we stay in the cloud now that the escorts are out of the way, should be okay. More torpedo bombers launched just as that ship's about to fall. Oh, really bad timing.
Set engines to full ahead.
The AI seems to be really good at doing things at the very last second. Like you press stealth and they just ping you straight up.
Reporting.
We need to finish off this cruiser. Light cruisers are floundering, not doing much at all. All port turn, boost, boost, boost. A macro fire coming up astern. This light cruiser's like, what the heck? They're turning to port to try and counter it. The admirals tried to rally them, but it's too late. Too late. So now we have 4 ships completely encircled.
I cannot, Master.
Get out of the fight then. If it's too hard, get out.
Enemy ship sighted.
The enemy formation is completely encircled.
Stand ready.
We're going to push hard on one side with light cruisers and the other side with the normal cruisers.
Your orders.
We're going to try and stay in and ram. Here we go. Sandwich between 2 cruisers. How's that? High energy turn away and boost into the other one. High energy turn again. Get them around. Synchronized destruction. I love the cogitation. That's awesome.
Setting course.
It's really good that they gave that slowdown feature because you can really make the most of giving orders, but you don't have to pause the game.
Show us our victims.
Although in high intensity fights it is kind of tempting just to run slow-mo the whole match. But now we have to try and crack these eggs. Let's get our Phaenite Claws in close. Set target.
Retros activated.
We want to launch the boarding torpedoes. Or they're just standard torpedoes. Boarding torpedoes. Ooh, there aren't as many, so they're probably more likely to get shot down.
Next time.
Fortunately, we have a fairly large fleet of ships that have high-range lance weapons.
Engine's hot.
So we'll set everyone to locked on to increase their range, and then we'll set up a encirclement, a siege of the Balzac system. Well, let's have a look at the detection range of the ship, of the defense platforms. They look like fortress monasteries to me. Phaenite Claws are pretty much going to be useless in the siege. We don't want to get too close because those things are powerful as.
Reporting.
So we'll set up all of our large ships in a line formation, set them to maximum range, and then we will set up a circle plot around, and we'll do a running siege, a blockade.
Your orders.
Our escorts are pretty much going to be useless. I don't have any of the long range escorts,
Engine's hot.
so we'll just send them to their death through an asteroid field.
Show us our victims. Locking weapons.
Right, it looks set to start the siege of the Balzac. Boarding torpedoes the first time didn't seem to do anything, so we'll launch off the last volley of torps.
Show us our victims.
Hopefully those Chaos Marines can get through and do some damage.
Heavy damage.
Doesn't look like any boarding actions.
Disengaging.
Yeah. Didn't get through, that's for sure. Sent them to their death, like I said.
Show us our victims.
Get out of the asteroids.
Set engines to full ahead.
There we go.
Your orders.
Foolish. Foolish.
Locking
Alright.
weapons.
First barrage of the siege has commenced. Yeah, the Phaenite Claws have pretty much outlived their usefulness now. Until this defensive emplacements have been weakened somewhat.
Reporting.
Keeping in mind we still have to get more ram damage as well to pass the
For the War Master.
quest for Nurgle. Right, the macro battery weapons are long range enough to stay out of detection range for this defensive emplacement, which means that we can remain undetected
As the War Master wills.
while we attack. They won't be able to reply at all. And as long as we stay outside of their identification range,
Moving to those coordinates.
which is 9,000, I believe. Let's have a look. Ours is 9,000. Not to matter, this will work. I know it will. It's debatable though, because some of my ships, they've got prow weapons, but
Stand ready.
no, we'll see. I think the running blockade will work.
Your orders.
All right, let's set the first plot.
We stand ready. Tear them apart.
Effective fire, not taking any damage. They've just got the void shield back up.
Show us our victims.
We've got 3 types of weaponry: lancers, missiles, and macro batteries. It's going to take a while to chip through these guys. Probably won't force you to watch the entire fight. But this is pretty thematic. I don't really recall getting to set up a blockade in the vanilla version of the game. Still, not doing much to the old claws. Judging by the lack of damage that we're doing to these fortress monasteries, this may take a while. Yeah, they've got a detection range of 9,000, so we can stay well without their range. We'll set up a plot around the perimeter of their detection range, and this should automatically happen.
We are unstoppable.
And we'll give them orders to retreat to the Void Cloud if things go wrong. And now we set in for the long siege. We've spent an extra 5 minutes or so encircling the Balzac, chipping away at the defensive emplacements. Any minute now. But it sure does look amazing. The synchronized batteries. I do love formation. Fire. And the light cruisers pulling up a rear. Fire the turrets. Oh, we've managed to chip away. We've got 2 more to go. But we will get there. Sorry, hiccup there. Well, the final fortresses taken substantial damage, and they haven't even seen their enemy. Getting impatient. We're turning about the last lap, I think. We're going to take this last fortress down, and then we're going to charge in to get the ram damage. Here come the cruisers, followed up by the light cruisers. Absolutely glorious.
Reporting.
Now it's the claws. Time to shine. After all this time, they sent out a squadron of torpedo bombers to try, to try and find out what was going on. Bit of a delayed response there from the garrison. Right, the claws are in. They're on their path.
As the War Master wills.
We'll ram 1 each. Oh wait, you can't stop them. They've got the big red button too. Ah, their boost doesn't stop.
High energy turn.
Oh, at least we passed Nurgle's mission.
Show us our victims.
Nearly destroyed the claw in the process. I'm pretty sure they have a perk that stops them from taking damage from rams. We'll send the tentacle claws in. They do 4 boarding actions every few seconds.
Crush an enemy defense platform.
Beautiful. Boost in there as well. Drill your way through. Glory to chaos.
Ships is gone.
Glory to the dark gods. And I think we lost that claw in the background. But victory nonetheless. That was probably one of our hardest battles. The only casualties were the escorts, which we piloted poorly. And we have a couple of criticals. They've lost troops after the fact. And their bravery's gone down. Not to matter, we got 1800 renown from that battle. That was... Make sure to leave a like Commander Tyrael, out.